Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. I hope you're all doing very well. Yeah, that's it. That's the right slide. So welcome to our webinar about reporting and how to showcase the impact of the library to your organization. We have a great panel with us. We have Alex Collins, application analyst at Anglia Ruskin University, aka ARU. We also have Cristina Ruiz de Asua, academic librarian at Nescot College. Thank you very much, Alex and Cristina. It's great to have you, and it's been such a pleasure communicating with you both with this webinar. You guys are great. Also chairing, we have our e-resources manager, Emma Wilson-Shaw, who is also a librarian. Emma has been working as a librarian for many years now. She's worked at the LSC and SOAS. Thank you for sharing, Emma. We'll also have a couple of guest participants on our Q&A panel. So Christos Skotas, who's our business development at OpenAthens, and also Luke Taylor, who is Agile team lead at OpenAthens. Thank you guys for participating as well. I'm your host, Cynthia Dabis. I'm product marketing executive at OpenAthens. And before we start, I just want to run through some housekeeping. So the first one, we're recording. The recording will be available on YouTube after shortly after the webinar. I'll be sending everyone who registered an email with the link, so feel free to share to people who have missed, but also feel free to watch it again. If you have any questions for Cristina, Alex, or Emma, please post them in the Q&A box. And also feel free to use the chat box as well for general queries or to have a conversation with your fellow attendees. So without further ado, Emma, over to you.
Hi, afternoon, everybody. Nice to be here. Nice to see everybody. So just as we start, we thought we'd have a kind of a little bit of a chat around people's background, because I know Cristina and Alex come from slightly different institutions with slightly different kind of, I guess, demographics and areas. So it'd be great to kind of get to know a little more about both of you and about your institutions and, of course, your experience with OpenAthens. Cristina, do you want to go first?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So, yeah, I'm the academic librarian at Nescot College. This is a college in Surrey, in the southeast England. I've been working here for 7 years now. So I started as an information literacy skills coordinator, and then I was upgraded to academic librarian. So this college, we could say, is like a medium-sized college. We currently have 7,000 students, including partners, distance learners, and then the students that are on campus. So we run a wide variety of courses. We are mainly a further education college, but we also have an increased number of higher education courses. So we usually work on partnership with other institutions. So yeah, that's basically the background of this college.
Thanks, Cristina. Alex, do you want to introduce yourself and your background?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Alex Collins. I joined Anglia, what is now Anglia Ruskin University, just over 20 years ago as a technical role in the university library. And one of the things I got given at that point in time was Athens. We're not talking about Athens single sign-on, the original incarnation of Athens. and it's part of my role that stuck with me for the past 20 years through Athens DA, which we put in place, then OpenAthens LA and LA2. We were early adopters of that product, through to the current live cloud OpenAthens integration that we have right now.
Lovely, thanks, Alex. That's great. So if we go on to the next slide. Excellent. Thanks, Cynthia. So our first kind of area, kind of topic to have a look at was looking at student experience and the pandemic, kind of both together and separately. So just in general, what would you say about using reporting to look at improving student experience? What would either of you do just in general, pandemic aside, to kind of help your students out?
So here at Anglia, the main use of the OpenAthens reporting API has been to monitor student activity, particularly within the library, but there are a huge number of other metrics that we pull in just to make sure they are remaining engaged, they're attending lectures, they're attending their conferences, they're interacting with Canvas, and they're interacting with the library. It's been very, very important to us as an institution.
Mm-hmm. At Nescot is very similar. We 3 years ago we created an LRC online portal where we put together all the resources which were ideal to support different courses. So in those resources, I'm talking about reading lists, access to online databases, access to journals, recommended websites. So we created this online portal, and also with a full information literacy skills program at the beginning of the academic year. So we train the students to use these resources, and we track that, we monitor the usage of them as well. So yeah, we use OpenAthens. We use as well a lot of the different metrics, like the different databases, counter reports, even Google Analytics, and all sorts of metrics.
And do you would you talk to the teachers of the students, or how does it work? So if you wanted to kind of give student, you knew that a student needed some extra support, how does that work?
Yeah, we have conversations with teachers. We liaise directly with them. We have meetings. We also attend student staff consultative committees. So we are aware of what the students' needs are. They speak directly to us. So yeah, we monitor the usage, and then this is important for us to continue supporting them. To obviously it helps us to reallocate our budgets as well. So yeah, we report this a whole KPIs dashboard to senior management teams. So it's very important for the general strategy, not only the LRC strategy, but also the college.
And have either of you noticed kind of differences during the pandemic in kind of what data you need, or changes in data, I guess?
Sorry, yes, definitely. We have, I've just recently been comparing what the trends have been for the last 3 years. Yeah, since the last academic year, when the pandemic started, we have had a huge increase of the electronic resources usage. Obviously, in March last year, we had to close the library. So as a consequence of that, the number of print book loans has increased dramatically, as well as this year, because this year we had to close the library to FE students. So we managed to keep it open with a lot of measures, managed to keep it open to university level students, but not to the FE students. So the number of loans has decreased a lot, but to balance that, we can see a huge increase of both electronic books and usage of databases.
Yeah, very much the same for us. We had to close our physical libraries. All the staff moved to home. And I think the biggest increase we saw was absolutely electronic ebooks, so online books from a number of our ebook suppliers. Now, we don't measure what they read using OpenAthens, but the traffic to the various suppliers went up significantly. When we were able to open the library, we did so with plastic screens and all the usual protocols for COVID in place. But the majority of our students chose to stay away, to work from home, study from home wherever possible, and use the online resources rather than physical books.
And do you both, what do you think, and this is something that will continue, so assuming things improve, do you think that you would continue to see these trends of more kind of use of the online resources, or do you think it might kind of change again?
I think at Anglia, we are hoping and expecting campuses to open for September in a very normal manner. We are continuing to give potential students the option to study from home. The vast majority are interested in attending campus. Okay. So I think we have hit a plateau on the peak. As we break up for the summer, courses are at the point of completion pretty much now. So we've got exam weeks coming up. So I'm very much expecting the electronic resources figures to drop fairly soon. We will see what happens very much in September. We've planned for all eventualities.
Yeah, we are the same. We are hoping everything at least will start as a normal academic year. However, I do think that the usage of electronic resources is going to continue this trend. I think most of our students have been very comfortable and very confident working from home, and I do think the college as well might, I don't know, start looking at other ways or like creating more like distance learning courses, or working more with more partners, and that will mean that we will have more off-campus students. But yeah, now that things have changed so much, and students and everyone are more used to this new way of studying, I think that it will continue. It will continue this way. Hopefully, we will have on-campus students as well, of course, and we'll have a high number of students who really prefer be here, prefer using normal books. But we recently ran a survey in the library asking, what do you prefer? Do you prefer online books or print books? And surprisingly, we got the result. It was exactly 50%. So no, we want to take that like a way to kind of push and ask for more budget actually to be able to buy more electronic resources and more print books, because unfortunately the prices of ebooks have increased so much.
Yeah.
So that is an issue now.
Yeah, I guess you've got the data and you can say that it's being used, which is helpful.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to the next slide? Excellent. So we've talked a little bit about kind of what you use your data for in terms of students. Are there particular ways you've been using OpenAthens data or other data to help with student retention?
Yes, very much so from our point of view. So a good few years ago, one of our previous vice-chancellors was concerned about our retention figures here at Anglia, and we were losing too many, particularly in the first 2 or 3 months. Now, we all accept some people decide university is not for them and drop out during November and December. So the aim or the focus was to create a tool that we could use. We call it the Student Engagement Dashboard, that is available to staff and students. And we pull in data from a large number of systems. So we pull in data from classroom attendance. Have you physically tapped into that room? We take a number of metrics from our virtual learning environment, which is Canvas. So have you been engaging within the online learning environments? Have you physically been entering the library building? That is a separate metric that we're gathering. Have you been using library resources? So each data service counts as a metric. All of these figures are pulled together into one place and presented to our tutors and other interested parties within the organisation as a very easy to read metric. This allows us either on a person by person basis, student by student basis, or as a cohort. So it makes it very easy to identify those people that are not engaging as well, or potentially are struggling with the course. We can work with them to resolve any issues that they might have once we've identified that they could potentially be having issues. So the reporting tool has made it very, very easy to gather electronic resource usage data, the fact that they are engaging with academic resources, pull them into one single place. It's completely automated, no human intervention, and the data is just there and presented in a very, very easy to read format.
Excellent. Cristina, do you do something similar around kind of retention rates?
Yes, we do something very similar. We track the usage of the resources. Athens is very useful for us to actually monitor how a specific group is performing academically. So what we do with Athens, we create separate groups per academic course. And what Athens tell us there is, well, if a course is actually engaging or not. So it will be like an alert to us when we see that there is a course that is not using the resources at all. So we won't look at individuals unless we have a reason to do it. Unless a lecturer or there is a problem or anybody asks us to actually look at a specific individual, but we look at generally as a whole group. And yes, we report this. We are very proactive service in the library. So at the beginning of the course, we run this information literacy skills program. So we show all the resources available. We look at the specific assignments or research projects they have to do. So we run these sessions. They are the sessions are tailored to the students' needs and to the program. So we try to keep them motivated, and also we offer one-to-one sessions as well if we see there is anybody with no engagement or no interest or with other issues.
Sounds excellent. The other part we kind of have a chat about in this section is looking more towards kind of budget and using your data around, I guess, whether you renew things, whether you ask for an increased budget. Cristina, you were talking before a little bit about asking for more budget for e-resources. Have you been able to use the data that you have to be able to help with that?
Yes, definitely. We report the use of the resources every term. We run reports every month, so we report this to the senior management team every term. Yes, obviously, if we see there is a resource or there is a database or whatever resource that is not being used, we will need to do something about that. So before deciding that we're not going to get that resource anymore, we will try anything. We don't want to lose resources, so we will contact the specific area, and we will see what we can do in terms of running more specific sessions or helping students more in the usage of the resources. But if for any reason the resource is not used because it's not appropriate, we will definitely decide what to do or what to get instead of that. The other case is when we actually see that resources are very well used. So we will decide if we get, for example, if we're talking about ebooks, if we can get more licenses, or if we can increase that specific section or topic or area. So yes, it's definitely it's vital for us to take decisions.
Yeah, from Anglia's point of view, the library use the local resource statistics more than the OpenAthens statistics to ensure value for money from the various data services. So that's not my area, and that's not something that I'm directly involved with. So yeah.
Okay. Great. Shall we move to the next slide, please? Excellent. So in terms of kind of reporting, we were looking at what kind of concerns you might have around reporting. So things like data accuracy, things like privacy, and just wondering what kinds of concerns you might have.
We don't really have any specific concerns because we know that the data is correctly protected. So a member of staff can only view their cohort if they are registered to a cohort. A student can see their own engagement statistics, but not anybody else's. The development teams obviously have a slightly wider view to ensure that it's all working as we are intending.
In our case, in terms of privacy, I don't particularly like looking at individual usage. That's something that sometimes some lecturers ask us to do, and I'm quite reluctant to do that because it feels like kind of spying the student. And I always say, well, the best way for you to actually see what your student is doing is just to look at the assignments, look at the reference list, look at the citations, and then have a conversation with your students. So only in very, very specific cases we will look at individual usage. In terms of accuracy, we use Athens as one tool more. Like Alex says, to get the more accurate information, we will look at the counter reports from every individual database, and that is what gives us the actual number, for example, of articles downloaded and things like that. So we use everything to compare and then to get our conclusions.
Yeah, so just to reinforce that, one of the we have a ProQuest subscription that encompasses 8 or 10 products. OpenAthens reporting will tell you that user 123 went to ProQuest. They can't tell you any more than that. So you also have to work, if you want to go more granular than that, you'll have to work with the individual request statistics from the various data services.
What else? Oh yes, and I know Alex, you use the API as well as the reporting dashboard. Just wondering kind of how that works for you. Is this how you do your you bring together your dashboard? Is it just one of the feeds into that?
So the dashboard, we use the API to automate the feed. It saves me having to go into the reporting tool every month and click buttons. Simple as that. So every night we have a feed. It's completely automated. Touch wood, it seems very reliable. There is still a report that I'm doing because we have a resource report. So this user accessed this resource that feeds into student engagement dashboard. We have an external contract that they want a user report from. Currently, I'm going in and generating that manually.
Okay. So it's automating some of the process for you, but not quite everything yet.
Not quite everything yet.
Excellent. Righto. I think we've just got one more slide. I think. Yeah. We're on to final thoughts. Anything else you'd like to have a chat about or mention in terms of kind of reporting and data?
Just that we firmly believe in the accuracy and I was going to use the word sustainability. That's not the right word, but certainly believe in the accuracy of the OpenAthens reporting tools. If you start comparing them with known activity, they genuinely add up.
Good to know.
Yes, well, as I've said before, yeah, it's a really useful tool for us, for the college, to monitor how, not only how students are doing, how the library is doing as well, how we spend the money, the quality of our resources. So yeah, I use it every month. I run the reports manually, and then yeah, I present these results. And yeah, this the report I present is used in many discussions in the whole college. So yeah, definitely a good resource.
Excellent. Thank you both. We've just got a few questions in our Q&A, I think, next. Yeah, let's have a look. Okay. Right, so we've got several questions.
So if I could answer Frank's question.
Yeah, that would be great.
So current API reporting, we developed the basic concept using a product called Postman. You can generate an API key within the OpenAthens interface. You might need to make contact with your account manager. We did.
Yeah.
Develop the basic concept in Postman, and we generate resource reports. It is actually an identical report to a report and query that you can generate manually within the OpenAthens interface. So that gets generated overnight, every night, fed into the product we use to collate our data for our student engagement is ClickView. And the information is available to our lecturers and other academic staff the following morning, quite literally. One thing the API doesn't currently do is the user reporting. So if you want resource activity reports, Joe Blogs went to visit this resource at such and such a time, or has visited this resource in the past week, the API will work for you.
Excellent. Great. So we've got a question from Susan about the NHS England provision. I don't know whether, Luke, do you have an idea of how reporting works for the NHS?
Yeah, so Susan asked about whether the NHS OpenAthens system does the same. So yes, absolutely, Susan, it does. It has exactly the same reporting provision as all our other customers.
Great, thanks, Luke. And then Adele has a question about ebook prices, which Cristina has kindly agreed to answer.
Yes, well, so unfortunately, as I said, we are a medium-sized mainly FE college. We don't have a great budget. So this is a problem. What we've had to do is just looking for an alternative. If we see electronic book, which is really expensive and we definitely can't afford, we will look at other titles that can cover the same topics. But what we're going to do, obviously, we need to fight, literally fight, to get more budget. So this is a problem. We have let everyone know, people, the responsible people here, that yeah, there is a, and I'm seeing, Adele, I'm seeing your next question. Yeah, there is a campaign about the crazy prices for the ebooks. So yeah, we have signed that petition as well, and well, let's see. it's not in our hands, unfortunately.
Just remember, many ebook titles are available at different prices from more than one supplier. Worth investigating different suppliers. I'm no longer working within the library. I work for our central IT services, but I am aware that the library have been engaging with the price of ebooks and the huge increases they're seeing.
Mm-hmm. That's very interesting. So that comes to the end of kind of open questions.
Sorry, Emma, to interrupt.
Sure.
We have Marina Rossi with her hand.
Okay.
Yeah, so Marina, I'll try to unmute you. So yeah, Marina, if you can unmute yourself, you can ask the question live now. Yeah, well, Marina, we can't hear you, but yeah, if there's, it seems like there's a technical issue, but if you want to get in touch with us, please do so, and we're happy to answer any questions that you might have.
If anybody has any other questions that they'd like to pop in the question and answer box, do feel free. While you're doing that, I have a couple of other questions I'd quite like to ask. What do you think, Alex, Cristina, what's next for you? What else would you like to be able to do with your data in the coming year or two?
So very easy for me, automate the second report that we're generating manually at the moment. I'm aware the development team are working over at OpenAthens are working on that request. So hopefully that's a task off my monthly list.
Well, we currently looking at how to move to the single sign-on, because that is something that it will help us and our students to access more easily to the resources. At the moment, they have too many passwords, too many logins. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that will be a big improvement. We need to start looking at different ways of delivering this training. So probably, or well, not probably, yeah, in my to-do list for this summer is start creating online video training. So thinking and being ready for any unexpected thing that can happen. Being ready to have online automatic access to any kind of training.
Yes, I mean, being prepared in case there's anything else you need to be prepared for. I mean, we hope not. But.
Yeah, and prepare students to be able to work independently from home.
Yeah. And do you think there'll be any additional changes or any additional types of data you might want to collect with students coming back to campus in the autumn, or you kind of have all the kind of everything set up that you would need now?
At the moment, everything that we have been asked to set up currently, as of today, is set up and working. Obviously, the attendance statistics both tap into lecture spaces and classrooms, and also physical library attendance is not terribly relevant. So we are obviously at the moment not taking account of those metrics. But as we opened in September, I'm very sure there will be more and more requirement for data into various systems from both OpenAthens and other systems that we as a team manage.
Yeah, we as well. We will start collating the usual figures as well, like student attendance and number of inquiries and all of these or the traditional metrics as well. But we are also thinking in developing a virtual librarian chat. So again, like a different or additional way of working.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Well, we don't have any more questions. I can't, Cynthia, nobody else has put their hand up or anything?
Doesn't look like it. But yeah, if anyone has any additional questions once we finish with the webinar, please feel free to get in touch with us. contact@openathens.net. We're happy to answer any questions. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much, everyone who has joined us. I hope you have all gained some knowledge, got some interesting insights, got positive things. Alex and Cristina, anything that you'd like to say before we finish?
No, yes, thank you very much.
Nothing specific from myself. Thank you very much, everybody. Hopefully it's been interesting for you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. A special thanks to Alex and Cristina for participating. As I said, I will send everyone a link with the webinar recording. So if you missed, or if you want to watch it again and share, you'll be able to do so. Thank you, everyone. I hope everyone has a lovely rest of your week, and hopefully I'll see you all soon.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.